going, guys? Welcome back into another video, and today is a fun one. I'm very excited about this one. This is something a little bit in honor of the fact that the Suicide Squad is coming out tonight, the day that you're watching this, which is the day before it goes out because I'm procrastinating, and here we are. Today, this is a video I've wanted to make for a long time, one that I've been kind of nervous to make because I know that there's some opinions in this community, and I wasn't really sure how they was going to come off, but today I wanted to do my top 10 favorite superhero movies, comic book movies, whatever you want to call them, of all time. And basically I made my list. I took my top 100 list, which that series is coming back very soon. Year 3, everybody. I took all the superhero movies that were on that and I ranked them. And then I got some honorable mentions that were not on the list as well. But what we're going to do is we're going to do, we got 10, plus we got 5 honorable mentions. I'm just going to whip through the honorable mentions, and then we will get more in depth on the 10. But before we get into that, I want you guys to go down below in the comments and let me know what is your favorite superhero movie or comic book movie of all time. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. And no, I have not seen every comic book movie or superhero movie. There may be some specific ones that you're like, oh, have you not? This is incredible. One, either I didn't like it as much as the other ones on my list, or I haven't seen it yet. But I want you to go down below and let me know what your favorite superhero movie is of all time. And I think without further ado, let's just kind of get into it. So we're going to get through the honorable mentions, and then we will move on into the top 10. So the honorable mentions, these are in no particular order either. The honorable mentions, the top 10 is, but the honorable mentions are not. We got Birds of Prey, The Emancipation of One Harley Quinn from last year. I actually really enjoyed this one. I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. It was actually really, really good. Batman Begins from my man Chris Nolan. I have a feeling we'll be talking about another one of his films quite later in the video. Iron Man. The original Iron Man, the one that started the MCU, the one that started it all, had to have it on this list. Joker actually made the top 10 for a second, and then I had to reevaluate, and I said, there's some movies I like here more, but did have to mention Joker because no doubt it is actually a very well done film, and Joaquin Phoenix won the Oscar, so there is some merit there, and I enjoy the film for what it is. I gotta give a shout out to Zack Snyder's Justice League. I actually did really enjoy it. I gave it a 91 out of 100. I still think that stands up, and the scene where the Flash goes back in time and uses the Speed Force is by far one of my favorite scenes of any comic book movie. It gave me chills. I really did like it. And of course, Guardians of the Galaxy. I really wanted to put this in the top 10, but this one I will give 11, number 11, just missed the list. Like, it just missed the list. There's just 10 others that I enjoyed more. We're going to roll up the sleeves because we're getting into this one. I think without further ado, let's just get in to number 10. Coming in number 10 is Logan. Finally got to watch this for the first time last year. I'm so glad I did because it is phenomenal. Cinematography is amazing. The script is very well done, and it's a very mature look at superheroes and at life. Now, when I say mature, I don't mean the Deadpool mature where there is a lot of blood, gore, profanity, and cussing, which there is that in this, but mature as in grown-up themes, grown-up storyline, mature. And I really like that. I think Hugh Jackman gives a brilliant performance. Again, I think the screenplay here is really good. I believe it was nominated for Best Screenplay at the Oscars, which I think it deserved. And overall, it is a very satisfying conclusion to Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. Now, will we see him again? Maybe. I've heard some rumors. Don't know. We'll see. But if we don't, this was a very satisfying conclusion to his character. Really enjoyed this film, and it comes at number 10 on my list. Coming at number 9 is the First Avengers. I mean, what can you say? Well, I mean, really, like, for a lot of these movies, what can you really say? I mean, very self-explanatory. Very airtight script, in my opinion. I think that the way that they wrote it was really great. Not having a lot to do gave us those awesome moments between the heroes that we loved for the first time. You get those great performances. You have an awesome villain in Loki. And you get some iconic moments and some great action scenes. This one not only is a great movie, but it's also an important movie because it is the first one to bring together all of these characters from different movies in a shared universe. The X-Men don't count because they were all together to start. So this was iconic. This is still an iconic movie, and it's a good movie. I'm not just saying it because of what it stands for. I'm saying it because it legitimately is a good movie. I go back and watch it, and I really enjoy it. I think it is a lot of fun. It's awesome. I love it, and it comes at number 9 on my list. I'm about to throw y'all a curveball at number 8. because y'all weren't expecting this one, but after I say it, y'all are gonna agree. Coming in at number 8 is The Incredibles. God dang it, it's a good movie. It's a damn good movie. Great superhero movie. Where is my super suit? What? Where is my super suit? It's a superhero movie. I don't know what y'all are talking about. This movie is fantastic. For the time, the animation is great. Love the writing, love the performances, and it's just fun. It tackles some basic superhero tropes, but this movie came out in like 2004. They kind of did it first. So I love this one. Y'all are kicking yourselves now because y'all didn't expect this one to be on my list. But not only that, it's one of my favorite Pixar films. If you saw my Pixar ranking, it was in the top 5. I mean, it's premier Pixar. It is some of the best work that they've ever done. And to compound that on that it is a superhero movie makes it 10 times better. Love it. Fantastic. And it comes in number 8 on my list. Coming in number 7 is Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I know y'all are going to say I'm an MCU shill. There are 5 of the 10 are MCU movies. I'm just going to say that up front, but the other 5 are not. It could have just been 10 MCU movies, but they're not. 5 of them are not MCU movies. You've already seen 2 of them, Logan and The Incredibles. But we are talking about Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I've talked about this multiple times. I think it's one of the best written films in terms of actual writing. It's not just a bunch of action thrown at you. There is actual stakes. There's actual plot and storyline that is intriguing. Robert Redford is a fantastic villain, and this is the first film to really go to a different genre. Spy espionage thriller. I know people meme that is what is said in every Captain America: Winter Soldier review was spy espionage. But it is. What do you want me to call it? That's what it is. And I think that this is one of the best performances from Chris Evans in the MCU. Now, also you get the great action. You get the elevator fight scene, which is absolutely iconic. You get to meet Falcon for the first time, who now we all love and who is now the new Captain America. There is a lot that happens here, a lot that lays the groundwork for the MCU ahead. And it's got a lot of consequences as well, with S.H.I.E.L.D. going down and finding out that Hydra has been a part of S.H.I.E.L.D. all along. One of the best premier MCU movies. It's just so well done, and it is the directorial debut in the MCU for the Russo brothers as well. We're going to be talking about a lot more of their films later. It's awesome. Comes at number 7 on my list. Sorry, I need to take a breath. Coming in at number 6 is Deadpool. I freaking love this movie. I love Ryan Reynolds. I love everything that he does. And I was brought on his radar, or he came onto my radar because of Deadpool. Also, though, it does take that mature turn. Not the one with Logan, but the one where cuss heavy, a lot of curse words, blood, gore. It does not hold back. It is rated R, and I'm so excited that it's going to be rated R in the MCU too. Thank you, Kevin Feige and everyone at Marvel, for not screwing up Deadpool. It's freaking awesome. This movie's great. The story is cool. You get the awesome origin of Deadpool, and it's just fun. It's one of the funniest movies, one of the most action-packed and fun movies, and again, the R rating goes a long way. It really, really does. This movie's premiere, one of the best. I know Zach Pope agrees with me on this one, and it comes in number 6 on my list. Coming in at number 5 is Captain America: Civil War. This one is great because I always love examining how these films connect to the inner workings of the MCU as a whole. This one has some of the biggest stakes and biggest consequences of them all. It is breaking up and shattering the Avengers. That's what this film does. You get 2 sides, Tony, Cap, and 2 sides that you can actually agree with both, and you legitimately are torn. The writing here is some of the best in the MCU. You bring back the Russo brothers for fantastic direction. It is an Avengers 2.5, where you have all the characters there, all fighting. Some of the best action sequences, the airport fight scene, the final scene between Tony, Cap, and Bucky, all brilliantly done. And again, it's the stakes, it's the way it ends, it's how it goes into the next films in the MCU. It carries weight. I love it, and for that, it comes in at number 5 on my list. Coming in at number 4, Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse. By far the biggest surprise of 2018. It very much deserved the best animated feature at the Oscars. This is what I love to see when it comes to animation. Pushing the bounds of animation and trying out new things. jumping back and forth between different forms of animation, different comic book types of animation is absolutely fantastic. The thing I love about all these movies on the list is that the stories of all of them are very airtight. They are very well written. Yes, they all have their flaws, but in general, they are all very compelling stories, and this one here is just the same. It is not different at all. Get some nice twists and turns, awesome action. It's a great movie for all ages as well. It's animated, but it's a mature animated movie that makes you think, that makes you feel, that gives you themes that really resonate. It's absolutely brilliant, and I think that's kind of a consensus that everyone loves this. It's by far my favorite Spider-Man movie of all the Spider-Man movies, and it comes in number 4 on my list. Coming in number 3 is The Dark Knight. Before you comic book fans come at me, I'll apologize, but also I won't, because it's my list. There you go. The Dark Knight. One of the greatest movies ever made. One of the greatest superhero movies ever made. I'm not going to lie about that. It's in my top 20 favorite movies of all time. Christopher Nolan. Big Nolan fanboy. You already know that. His direction is impeccable. It is brilliant. Heath Ledger as the Joker, one of the greatest performances of all time, not just in comic book movies, but in film of all time. It is a brilliant movie. The line between good and evil, the gray area between what is good, what is bad, the greater good. I love it. The themes are there. The performances are there. Nolan's great. It is fantastic. Just because it's at number 3 doesn't mean it's a bad movie. I love it. It is awesome. I don't know how much further I need to go about that to prove to you guys that I love this movie. It's fantastic. It's great. Watch it. Comes at number 3 on my list. Now, I think if you know me, you probably know what these last 2 are, but if you don't, I'll tell you anyways. Coming in number 2 is Avengers Infinity War. It is probably the most ambitious superhero movie of all time, trying to accomplish the most with the most characters, and it did it perfectly. The bust potential, the potential for it to not work was very high. That was very high. And what the Russo brothers were able to do was brilliant. It was stellar. It should be a clinic. It should be a class on how to handle stress in film. And please tell me what you did. Give me that Kool-Aid. I need it. The story here is very cohesive with so many people, jumping back and forth between different places in time. Very, very well done. The direction, again, is solid. You get amazing connections to, callbacks to before the MCU, and you get all of these characters interacting with other characters that we know, but for the first time. Thanos, one of the greatest villains in film. Y'all can fight me on that. I'm not saying he's the greatest, but I'm saying he should be in the conversation as one of the greatest in all film. Josh Brolin gives a brilliant performance as Thanos. People underrate it, but it really is damn good. This film is incredible. Why y'all hating on it? It comes in number 2 on my list. Coming in number 1. Well, if Infinity War is not there, then of course it's Endgame. Sorry. It's been a long day. I'm doing this at 8:53 at night. The ultimate culmination of all culminations in cinematic history. Legitimately. It's a culmination of, I believe, 22 films before it, 10 plus years of work, and it's hard to get to a satisfying conclusion that everyone's going to like, but I think they genuinely kind of hit it out of the park. They deal with time travel. Very hard to deal with, and it semi-works. I wouldn't say completely works, but it semi-works, and it's just the perfect payoff. Perfect goodbye to Cap and Tony. Perfect goodbye to Natasha. Rest in peace. And it's just a damn good movie. I love this movie so much. It's a great payoff. The final act is one of the greatest final acts in all of superhero movies. I would say it's the greatest final act of any superhero movie is the third act of Endgame. And it just resonates. It hits home. And I love it. And it comes in at number 1 on my list. Guys, that is it. That is my top 10 favorite comic book movies of all time. Hey, I'm going to see the Suicide Squad tomorrow night for the first time. Some of y'all have seen it twice already, and I haven't even seen it once. I'm very excited because I think this may creep up into one of my top films of all time. But hey, I want to thank you all so much for watching. Suicide Squad review is coming tomorrow from when you're watching this. Thank you all so much. Subscribe if you have not already. Let's get to 800 subscribers. We're pushing it hard. We're going to try to get there. We got a lot of exciting things coming up in the future. But I thank you all so much for watching. Have a rest of the day, and we'll see you in the next video.